Ted Cruz sat down for an interview with Glenn Beck, and he shared with us his new bullshit talking point on climate change.
The last debate, it was interesting, Glenn. Jake Tapper asked a couple of the candidates on there, are you a climate change skeptic? And for whatever reason, they were afraid to answer yes, and then they sort of bobbed and weaved on that question. I tried to jump in. I said, Jake, you want a skeptic? I'm right here. Just a couple of weeks ago in the Senate, I chaired a hearing where the president of the Sierra Club testified. Mm-hmm. And we had an exchange where I simply asked him about the data, and he couldn't answer the most basic question, starting with the fact.
It was startling.
He couldn't answer the most basic fact that for the last 18 years, the satellite data showed no significant warming whatsoever.
Correct.
He had no idea about that. He turned to his aides every minute or two. And, part of the reason he didn't know the facts? Because climate change is not science. It's religion.
First of all, of course it's not religion. It is science, and I'll prove it right now. Show the meta-analysis. This is a pie chart. This is all of the peer-reviewed climate change studies from 1991 until 2012. The black area there are the ones that accept climate change, and the red, that little sliver, reject climate change. Out of 13,950 peer-reviewed articles, only 24 reject climate change. That's over 99.8%. That say, yeah, climate change is real, and it's man-made, and we need to do something about it. Okay, that absolutely is science. I'm not sure you have that much of a consensus on any other issue. This is, of course, science. It's a meta-analysis of peer-reviewed scientific studies. So when you say, I answer religion, that's not true, and let's dig deeper here. So are you saying religion is bad, Ted? Because look at the context in which he used it. He was trying to say, well, climate change has no evidence to back it up. Of course it does. But, it's got no evidence. There's no proof. It's not correct. It's just a dogmatic, doctrinal belief system. That's the problem with it. It's like a religion, and he uses it in a pejorative. Well, Ted, I didn't know that you thought religion was a bad thing. I didn't know that it has a negative connotation associated with it. I didn't know that you can use it as a pejorative. I thought religion was awesome. You tell me religion is awesome. But now you're using it to smear something. So will you go a step further? I guess your religion is also not true, right? I guess since religion is bad and you're using it as a substitute for the term bad and wrong, you're going to admit that your religion is bad and wrong, right? Right? No, of course he wouldn't do that. Because when it's science that he calls religion, that's bad. But when it's his actual religion, well, no, that's good. Now, see, a guy like Ted Cruz, we've spoken about this all the time with different media figures and different politicians. It's hard to tell sometimes which right-wingers are lying and which are just morons. I've gone back and forth on Ted Cruz a few times, but when I hear stuff like this, I think he's lying. I think he's putting on this facade. I think he's smarter than he's, appearing to be, and I think it's just this smug, smarmy political character. He's playing the role of a politician, trying to get the votes by appealing to the morons and saying silly things like this. And his true beliefs, who knows what the fuck they are, but it looks like it's a mask. It looks like it's an act. It doesn't look like it's genuine. It doesn't look like these are true beliefs, because he's smart enough to know. He's there enough to know that, of course, climate change is happening. Of course, it's man-made. Of course, the science backs this up. And to call it a religion is nonsense.